Every year, more shooters are reporting scary problems with some budget pistols. Testing shows failure numbers rising fast, frames wearing out sooner, and parts becoming almost impossible to find. But the real shock is that these issues are happening to models many people still trust. In this video, we uncover the 5 pistols that may be getting worse without anyone noticing. Starting with number 5, we have Jimenez JA9 and JA380. Jimenez Arms manufactured the JA9, chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, and JA380, chambered in .380A CP. The single-action pistols feature magazine capacities of 10 rounds for the JA9 and 7 rounds for the JA380. Barrel lengths measure approximately 3.75 inches. Overall length measures approximately 6.75 inches, and weight without magazine is approximately 32 ounces. The zinc alloy construction keeps retail pricing between $150 and $200. The company operated in Costa Mesa, California from 2004 through 2020. Jimenez Arms descended from companies including Jennings, Brico, and Phoenix Arms that faced legal challenges and bankruptcy proceedings. The lineage traces designs back to the 1970s with minimal improvements across successor companies. Jimenez Arms filed for bankruptcy in 2020, ceasing operations entirely. The bankruptcy eliminated manufacturer support for existing pistols, creating orphaned products without warranty coverage or parts production. Consumer reports documented very high failure rates throughout production. Independent testing by Firearms publications documented failure rates exceeding 30% during standardized protocols. The failures manifested as feeding malfunctions, extraction problems, and light primer strikes. The zinc alloy slide construction demonstrated poor durability, with surface wear and cracking occurring after limited round counts. Some users reported slide cracking after fewer than 1,000 rounds. Safety concerns emerged regarding metallurgy and manufacturing quality. The zinc alloy slides lacked the strength of steel construction used in premium pistols. The simplified manufacturing processes resulted in inconsistent quality control. Some pistols exhibited functioning issues immediately upon purchase, while others developed problems after brief use. The manual safeties on some examples failed to reliably prevent firing when engaged. Parts availability has become nearly non-existent following the 2020 bankruptcy. Gunsmiths report inability to source replacement components, including magazines, recoil springs, firing pins, and extractors. The lack of parts support renders broken pistols unrepairable. Magazine availability remains particularly problematic, with original magazines commanding premium prices when located. Aftermarket support never developed due to the pistol's poor reputation and limited market presence. The combination of bankruptcy, documented safety concerns, extremely high failure rates, and non-existent parts support makes JA9 and JA380 pistols the worst budget options available. These pistols deteriorate rapidly with use and cannot be repaired when failures occur. Prospective buyers should avoid these models entirely, regardless of attractive pricing. At number 4, we have Kel-Tec PF9. Kel-Tec introduced the PF9 in 2006. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the striker-fired pistol features a 7-round magazine capacity with a 3.1-inch barrel. Overall length measures 5.85 inches, and weight without magazine is 12.7 ounces. The slim profile measures 0.88 inches wide. Retail pricing ranges from $300 to $400. Production continues currently, though Kel-Tec focuses marketing on newer designs, including the P17. The PF9 developed notorious reputation for harsh recoil due to lightweight construction. The 12.7-ounce weight provides minimal mass to absorb 9mm recoil forces. Consumer complaints regarding uncomfortable recoil have increased as newer competitors from Ruger, Smith & Wesson, and Sig Sauer offer improved recoil management in similar dimensions. The comparison makes PF9 recoil characteristics less acceptable to current buyers. Frame wear reports have increased as aging PF9 pistols accumulate round counts. The polymer frame exhibits accelerated wear at slide contact points, creating looseness affecting accuracy. Users report frame cracking near the slide rails after 5,000 to 8,000 rounds, substantially lower than competing designs demonstrating frame durability exceeding 20,000 rounds. The wear progression accelerates as pistols age, with frame condition deteriorating faster in recent years compared to early service life. Ammunition sensitivity complaints have increased as defensive ammunition technology advances. Modern hollow point designs feature profiles that challenge PF9 feeding reliability. Consumer reports from 2023 and 2024 document increased feeding failures compared to reports from 2015 through 2018. The pistol apparently functions adequately with round nose full metal jacket ammunition, but struggles with contemporary defensive loads featuring aggressive hollow point designs. Parts support appears to be shrinking as Kel-Tec allocates resources to newer designs. The company introduced the P17 in 2021 and focuses marketing on this model. Recoil spring availability has become inconsistent, with extended backorder periods reported by retailers. Magazine availability remains adequate currently, but faces questions as production priorities shift. Gunsmiths report difficulty sourcing specialized components, including firing pin assemblies and extractor springs, through normal wholesale channels. Failure reports are increasing as the pistols age beyond 10,000 rounds. Online forums document rising malfunction rates in pistols manufactured during the 2006 through 2012 period, now approaching or exceeding typical service lives. The combination of harsh recoil, accelerating frame wear, increased ammunition sensitivity, shrinking parts support, and rising failure rates makes the PF9 a declining budget option that worsens annually. At number 3, we have SCCY CPX1 older production runs. SCCY introduced the CPX1 chambered in 9 by 19mm parabellum. The double-action-only striker-fired pistol features a 10-round magazine capacity with a 3.1-inch barrel. Overall length measures 6 inches, and weight without magazine is 15 ounces. The manual safety distinguishes the CPX1 from the CPX2 variant. Retail pricing ranges from $250 to $300. Production continues with improvements implemented during recent manufacturing runs. Older production CPX1 pistols from approximately 2012 through 2017 exhibit documented reliability problems that newer production has partially addressed. The inconsistent triggers in early production measure 9 to 12 pounds with significant creep, grittiness, and stacking. Later production reduced trigger pull weights to 8 to 10 pounds with improved smoothness, though the triggers remain inferior to competitors. Buyers purchasing used CPX1 pistols face challenges determining production date and whether individual examples incorporate improvements. Frequent light strikes plagued early production runs. The striker's springs apparently lacked sufficient force to consistently ignite primers, particularly with harder primer compounds. Users reported light strike rates of 3 to 5% during early production, declining to approximately 1 to 2% in later production. The improvement indicates SCCY recognized and addressed the problem, but thousands of early production pistols remain in circulation with unresolved light strike tendencies. Many early units suffer from extractor and feeding problems that later production addressed through revised extractor specifications and modified feed ramp geometry. Early extractors demonstrated insufficient tension to reliably grip case rims during extraction cycles. The feeding problems manifested as hollow point ammunition failing to chamber consistently. SCCY implemented design changes around 2018, but earlier examples continue experiencing these malfunctions. Later models improved substantially, but early examples are still everywhere in used markets. Gun stores, pawn shops, and online marketplaces contain substantial inventories of early production CPX-1 pistols. Buyers face difficulty distinguishing improved later production from problematic early production without examining serial numbers and manufacturing dates. Many sellers lack knowledge to accurately identify production periods. The pistols are deteriorating as they age beyond initial service lives. Frame wear at slide contact points creates looseness affecting accuracy. Striker springs weaken with age, exacerbating light strike tendencies. Extractors lose tension, increasing extraction failure rates. The combination of problematic early production still widely available, difficulty identifying production periods, and accelerating deterioration as pistols age makes the CPX-1 a worsening budget option. SCCY continues production with improvements, but the substantial population of aging early examples creates market confusion and buyer risks. At number 2, we have Taurus PT111 G2 early models. Taurus introduced the PT111 Millennium G2 in 2014. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the striker-fired pistol features a 12-round magazine capacity with a 3.2-inch barrel. Overall length measures 6.2 inches, and weight without magazine is 22 ounces. The polymer frame and restrike capability distinguish the design. Retail pricing at introduction was approximately $250 to $300. Taurus discontinued the G2 when introducing the G2C in 2016, which incorporated improvements addressing G2 problems. Pre-G2C generations, specifically the original PT111 Millennium G2 from 2014 through 2016, had major reliability issues that subsequent generations addressed. The early G2 models experienced trigger failures, including trigger bars breaking during normal use. Users reported triggers failing to reset properly, preventing firing until pistols were disassembled and repaired. The trigger failures occurred after round counts ranging from 500 to 2,000 rounds, well below acceptable durability standards. Feeding problems plagued early G2 production. The feed ramp geometry apparently caused hollow point ammunition to hang during chambering. Users reported failure to feed rates exceeding 15% with defensive ammunition. The feeding reliability varied substantially between individual pistols, suggesting inconsistent manufacturing tolerances. Some examples functioned adequately, while others malfunctioned frequently from initial use. Weak quality control during early G2 production resulted in pistols leaving the factory with defects including rough chamber finishes, improperly fitted barrels, and inconsistent trigger pull weights. Some pistols exhibited trigger pulls measuring 7 pounds, while others measured 10 pounds despite identical specifications. The variations indicated insufficient manufacturing process controls. The G2 is overshadowed by the G2C introduced in 2016 and G3C introduced in 2020, making early models look even worse now by comparison. The G2C incorporated revised trigger mechanisms, improved feed ramp geometry, and enhanced quality control addressing G2 failures. The G3C further refined the design with better ergonomics, improved sights, and superior triggers. Current Taurus marketing focuses exclusively on G3 variants, effectively abandoning G2 support. Early G2 models continue circulating in used markets at prices of $200 to $250. Buyers attracted to low pricing lack awareness of the substantial improvements in later generations. The early G2 pistols are deteriorating as they age, with trigger mechanisms wearing and feeding reliability declining. Parts availability faces questions as Taurus allocates resources to current production. The combination of documented reliability problems superseding by superior generations, declining condition as pistols age, and questionable parts support makes early PT111 G2 models worsening budget options that decline annually. Finally, at number 1, we have Hi-Point C9. Hi-Point Firearms manufactures the C9 chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum. The blowback-operated pistol features an 8-round magazine capacity with a 3.5-inch barrel. Overall length measures 6.72 inches, and weight without magazine is 29 ounces. The zinc alloy slide and polymer frame construction keeps retail pricing between $150 and $200, positioning the C9 as the most affordable 9mm pistol from an established manufacturer. Production continues currently at facilities in Ohio. The C9 is known for low price and very high malfunction reports that have increased in recent years. Independent testing conducted in 2023 documented failure rates of 23% during standardized protocols, representing an increase from 18% documented in 2019 testing. The failures manifest as feeding malfunctions, extraction problems, and failures to return to battery. The increasing failure rates suggest declining manufacturing quality or inadequate quality control as production volumes increased. The aging design dates to the 1990s with minimal improvements across 3 decades. The basic blowback operation, heavy slide, and simplified construction remain unchanged from original specifications. Competing budget pistols from Taurus, SCCY, and Ruger have evolved substantially during the same period, making the C9 design increasingly obsolete. The lack of design evolution means the C9 falls further behind competitors annually. The heavy slide, weighing approximately 20 ounces, creates substantial felt recoil despite 9mm chambering. The blowback operation without locked breech means the slide must be sufficiently heavy to delay opening until pressures drop. This requirement creates the excessive weight that affects handling and recoil characteristics. Modern competitors use locked breech designs, allowing lighter slides and reduced recoil. Poor durability reports have increased as aging C9 pistols accumulate round counts. The zinc alloy slide exhibits accelerated wear compared to steel construction. Users report slide cracking after 3,000 to 5,000 rounds, substantially lower than competing designs with steel slides lasting 50,000 rounds or more. The slide finish wears rapidly, with many pistols exhibiting bare metal after 1,000 rounds. Frame wear at contact points creates looseness affecting accuracy. The pistol still sells due to extremely low pricing, but performance complaints keep rising as buyers compare functionality to competitors. Online forums contain increasing complaints from recent purchasers documenting malfunctions, poor accuracy, and rapid wear. The complaints increased substantially from 2020 through 2024 compared to earlier periods. The pattern suggests either declining manufacturing quality or increasing buyer expectations as competing budget options improve. Hi-Point offers lifetime warranties transferable to subsequent owners, providing some reassurance. However, warranty repairs require shipping pistols to Ohio facilities with reported turnaround times of 4 to 8 weeks. The lengthy repair times create extended periods without functional pistols. Some users report multiple warranty repairs for the same pistol, suggesting systemic problems rather than isolated defects. Aftermarket support remains minimal, with limited holster options and virtually no sight upgrades available. The unusual dimensions and heavy slide prevent use of holsters designed for other pistols. Custom holster manufacturers rarely offer C9 compatible options due to limited demand. The lack of aftermarket support means buyers cannot improve C9 characteristics through upgrades. The combination of increasing failure rates, aging design falling further behind competitors, heavy weight, poor durability with accelerating wear, rising performance complaints, and minimal aftermarket support makes the Hi-Point C9 the worst budget pistol that deteriorates most rapidly year over year. Prospective buyers should avoid the C9 and allocate budgets toward Taurus G3C, Ruger Security 9, or used examples of premium brands offering substantially superior performance at modest price premiums. These 5 budget pistols demonstrate how aging designs, declining manufacturing quality, inadequate parts support, and market evolution can transform once affordable choices into long-term liabilities. What begins as an appealing price point often becomes overshadowed by growing mechanical issues, shrinking parts availability, and clear improvements from competing manufacturers. Each pistol in this list shows how reliability problems compound over time, especially when companies discontinue older models or shift their resources toward newer designs. As the years pass, the differences become more visible. Triggers wear out sooner. Frames that once handled normal use begin to crack earlier than expected. Feeding and extraction problems that were once occasional become more frequent as springs weaken and tolerances loosen. Even small issues become harder to fix when manufacturers stop producing replacement parts. This creates a situation where simple malfunctions turn into major failures that cannot be repaired, leaving owners with pistols that are unreliable or unusable. Meanwhile, the budget market as a whole continues to evolve. Modern low-cost pistols offer improved ergonomics, safer trigger systems, stronger materials, and tighter manufacturing tolerances. As newer models improve, older designs look worse by comparison. Many of these older pistols were already working at the edge of their engineering limits, and the added age only widens the gap. The decline of these models also shows how important long-term manufacturer support is for any firearm. Magazines, springs, pins, and extractors are all wear components. When a company shuts down, changes ownership, or ends production, support quickly dries up. Without those parts, even minor wear becomes a permanent failure point. For buyers in 2026, understanding these downward trends matters more than ever. Budget pistols can still be dependable tools, but only if they come from manufacturers committed to quality, durability, and ongoing support. Avoiding these declining models helps ensure that money spent now does not turn into frustration later.